The three most common verbs in the English language are, do you know? The verb to be, to do, and to have. And if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner, you must master these three verbs to achieve fluency. So today you'll learn everything you need to know about the verbs be, do, and have. Welcome back to JForrest English. Of course, I'm Jennifer. Now let's get started. First, in this masterclass, let's review the verb to be. The verb to be can of course be used as the main verb in a sentence. Now don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in our free lesson PDF, and at the end of this lesson, I'm going to quiz you, so make sure you watch until the end. The verb to be is the main verb. As the main verb, let's review it in the present simple. Now, it has irregular conjugations. I know you're thinking, Jennifer, I know this, but I correct these mistakes with my most advanced students, so pay attention. The conjugations are I am, you, we, they, are, he, she, it, is. I am happy. So we use the verb to be for states and emotions. What about you? I am, right now I am, fill in the adjective, hopefully it's a positive one, and put it in the comments. I am what? Put it in the comments. Practice that verb to be. You are my friend. He is a happy person. She is a doctor. It is raining. We are students. They are tired. Native speakers use the verb to be in the contracted form. You should use it too to sound more natural, especially in spoken English. I'm happy. You're my friend. He's a doctor. She's a doctor. It's raining. We're students. Notice that pronunciation. Where? We're students. They're tired. As the main verb in the past simple, it also has irregular conjugations. The subjects I, he, she, it use was. You, we, they use were. I was there yesterday. He was a great leader. She was at the party. It was a beautiful day. You were late. We were happy. They were in the garden. Let's look at the future simple. The structure is subject, will, be. Now in this case, will is the auxiliary verb and be is the main verb. But the conjugations don't change, so this is a very easy verb tense. I will be there tomorrow. You will be surprised. He will be ready on time. She will be at work. It will be sunny. We will be waiting. They will be happy. Now let's look at the verb to be as the auxiliary verb in the present continuous. I'm reading a book. He's watching TV. They're being helpful. The structure here is subject, and then you need the verb to be in the present simple. So you have those three options depending on the subject. Am, is, and are. And then you need your verb in ing, which is the present participle. Let's review all the conjugation options for the verb to be. In the infinitive, of course, to be. The base verb, be, you get rid of to. Present simple, am, is, are. Past simple, was, were. Present participle, being. Past participle, been. And notice that pronunciation. In American English, it's been. Let's review that last example. They're being helpful. This is the present continuous. So we have our verb to be in the present simple as the auxiliary verb conjugated with the subject, they are, and then we have the present participle. So we have our verb be in the ing form, which is being. They're being helpful. The verb to be is the auxiliary verb in the past continuous. He was watching TV. They were studying for the exam. The structure here is subject, was, were, conjugated with the subject, plus the present participle, your verb in ing. Let's review the future continuous. She will be sleeping at that time. They will be working on the project. This one's easy because you already know how to conjugate the future simple. So you take that subject, will be, and then you add on the present participle, your verb in ing. Let's review the verb been, which is the past participle. And remember that pronunciation. Repeat after me, been, been. This is used in the present perfect tense when be is the main verb. For example, he has been to Paris. They have been friends for years. The structure here is subject, have or has conjugated with the subject, and then the past participle with the verb to be is been. The past perfect tense also uses been when the verb to be is the main verb. She had been in line for hours. So here the structure is subject, had, and then your past participle. So for the verb to be, that's been. The verb to be is also used in the passive voice. Now for the passive voice, this is when the focus is on the recipient rather than the subject of the action. She ate the cake. Is this the passive or the active? This is the active because the subject, she, is doing the action. She ate the cake. Now I want you to change this to the present passive voice. Can you do that? How would you start? She ate the cake. So we take the object, the cake, we use the verb to be, is eaten. The cake is eaten, and then you can include by whom, by her, but that's optional. So you already know your conjugations for the verb to be in the present simple, so of course you need to change them based on the subject. She ate the cake. What's that in the past passive? The cake was eaten because the cake is conjugated as it. It was eaten by her. How about the present perfect passive voice? Can you get this one? The cake has been eaten. And the past perfect? The cake had been eaten. And how about the future passive? The cake will be eaten by her. You should know how to use the present passive and the past passive because they are the most common. So focus on those two. The verb to be is also used in the subjunctive, and native speakers use this specifically in hypothetical, unreal situations. What do you think about this sentence? If I were you, I'd apologize. What do you think? Does it sound strange, unusual? I were, isn't it? I was busy yesterday. In the subjunctive, it always uses were. If I were you, if she were you. All subjects use were. But native speakers don't always follow this rule, and it's very common to hear a native speaker say, if I was you, I'd quit. So don't be surprised, but on a grammar exam, your IELTS, you should definitely say, if I were you, because that is the correct grammatical rule. Now you know all the conjugations you need to know, but remember the verb to be is also used in many expressions and idioms. So I'm going to teach you some common ones, but we're going to do this as a quiz at the same time. To be on cloud nine. This means to be extremely happy or elated. She on cloud nine when she passed her IELTS. Now, how can you complete this sentence in the past simple? She on cloud nine. Put it in the comments. She was on cloud nine. Did you get it? To be in hot water. This means that you're in trouble. They have in hot water lately. Complete the sentence with the present perfect. Do you know what this is? They have, put it in the comments, they have been in hot water lately. Did you get that correct pronunciation? Been. To be in the same boat. This is in the same situation or circumstance as someone else. We in the same boat. Easy, right? Present simple. What's the answer? Put it in the comments. We are in the same boat. This is easy for you. To be on the ball. This means to be alert, competent, well prepared. If he had on the ball, he wouldn't have lost the client. Oh, third conditional. How can you complete the sentence? Put it in the comments. If he had been on the ball. To be under the weather. This means to be sick or unwell. Thankfully, I under the weather last week. Complete the sentence with the past simple negative. Past simple negative. Thankfully, I, put in the comments, thankfully I wasn't under the weather last week. Notice I used that contraction, was not, wasn't. To be out of the woods. This is when you have successfully overcome a difficult situation. We out of the woods yet, doctor? Complete this with a question in the present simple. We out of the woods yet? What's the answer? Are we out of the woods yet? Easy, right? To be a piece of cake. This means to be very easy. This lesson, a piece of cake. This is a question in the past simple. This lesson, a piece of cake. Was this lesson a piece of cake? Now to answer, you can say, yes, it was, or no, it wasn't. So what do you think? Put your answer in the comments. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Our last question. How are you doing so far? To be in good company. This is when you're surrounded by people you admire. So in this community, we're in good company. Now, your test question. In good company is a great way to cheer up. You need to complete this with a gerund statement. In good company is a great way to cheer up. What's the answer? As the gerund, it's the verb ing, being. Being in good company is a great way to cheer up. So how did you do with that quiz? Share your score in the comments. Amazing job. Now let's keep going and review the verb to do. First, let's review the conjugations. Don't worry about taking notes because I summarize everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description and pay close attention because I'm going to quiz you throughout this whole lesson. So the conjugations are irregular. The infinitive is to do. The base verb, do. The present simple is do or does, conjugated with the subject. The past simple is did. The present participle, doing. And the past participle, done. First, let's review the verb to do as the main verb. It's the main verb in the present simple, which is used for routine actions, activities, and tasks. As a bonus tip, you can use an adverb of frequency because this is the present simple. For example, I do the dishes every day. Every day is the adverb of frequency. In English, the verb do is used with many common activities, but there are also other activities that commonly use the verbs go or make. Some common activities that you do are the dishes, chores, homework, laundry, taxes, your makeup, hair, you do cooking, you do shopping, do yoga, Pilates, exercises, stretches, and you can do puzzles. Those are some common activities that you do, so why don't you try? I do every day. Choose one activity and put it in the comments. I do every day. Put it in the comments. You often do yoga. So here the adverb of frequency is often. He or she sometimes does puzzles. They rarely do exercises. We never do chores. Now, never means 0 times per week. So you could also say, we do not do chores. That's the negative. And to form that contraction, we don't do chores. And that will help you sound more natural. We don't do chores. Wouldn't that be nice to say? We don't do chores. So notice all subjects use do except he, she, it uses does. Now let's review the present continuous. This is for actions taking place now and planned future actions. So here are all those examples in the present simple. Let's change them to the present continuous. I do the dishes every day. In the present continuous, I'm doing the dishes right now. You can add that keyword to say is taking place right now. You often do yoga. What would this be in the present continuous? Maybe you're doing yoga next week, a planned future action. She sometimes does puzzles in the present continuous. He is currently doing a puzzle. Currently is another keyword for the present continuous. They rarely do exercises in the present continuous. They're not doing exercises now. The negative here, they're not. So notice for the negative, you just add not. We never do chores in the present continuous. We aren't doing chores tomorrow. Planned future action in the negative. In this case, the negative is in a contraction. Let's look at the past simple for past actions. The structure is subject plus did. It's did for all verbs. In the negative, it's did not do. And then as a contraction, didn't do. Didn't do. So here are the present continuous examples. Let's turn them into the past simple. Instead of I'm doing the dishes right now, I did the dishes yesterday. Instead of you're doing yoga next week, you did yoga last week. He's currently doing a puzzle in the past simple. She did a puzzle recently. They're not doing exercises now. In the past simple, they didn't do exercises today. Today you can use as a past simple reference if today is finished. So maybe I say this at 9:00 p.m. They didn't do exercises today. And notice that contraction, didn't do. They didn't do. We aren't doing chores tomorrow in the past simple. We didn't do chores this morning. And again, this morning is in the past if right now it's 5:00 p.m. Let's look at the present perfect, which can be used for a completed past action that has a present consequence. The structure is subject plus have or has. So the verb have is the auxiliary verb, plus not if you're making it negative, and then you need your past participle. So if the verb to be is the main verb, it would be done. So here are the past simple examples. Let's change them to the present perfect. I know you can do this. I did the dishes yesterday becomes I have done the dishes, and now you need a keyword for the present perfect. We can use already. You did yoga last week becomes you've done, you have, you've done yoga recently. He did a puzzle recently becomes he has done, he's done a puzzle recently. You can keep the keyword recently. They didn't do exercises today. They haven't done, so the negative have not contraction. They haven't done exercises today yet. You can add yet as a keyword for the present perfect. We didn't do chores this morning becomes we haven't done chores, and you can leave it there, or you could say yet. Now let's review when the verb to do is used as the auxiliary verb. This is done to form yes/no questions, which of course you're very familiar with. Do you like this video? Do you like this video? So to answer in the short form, you can say, yes, I do. So make sure you like this video. Yes, I do. Yes, I like this video would be the full answer. But of course, you could say, no, I do not. But you can form a contraction. No, I don't like this video. Remember, with the subjects he, she, it, you need to change do to does. This is for questions as well. Does he, does she watch JForrest English videos? What's the short answer? Yes, she does. So in the short answer, you remember, you still have to conjugate your verb with the subject. She does, he does. The full answer is yes, she watches, he watches JForrest English videos. And in the negative, no, he doesn't, does not, she doesn't watch JForrest English videos. In the past simple, I could ask you, did you watch my video on the verb to be? So, did you? In the short form positive, you can say, yes, I did. And remember, it's did for all subjects. The full answer is, yes, I watched your video. So you put your verb in the past simple. In the negative, no, I did not. No, I didn't watch your video. Now here's something that native speakers love doing. We love using the emphatic form to answer or ask questions. I could say, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more great lessons. Now, to answer this statement or respond to this statement in the past simple, you could say, I subscribed. Jennifer, I subscribed. To make this an emphatic statement, you add the auxiliary verb do, conjugated with the time reference, in this case, the past simple. Jennifer, I did subscribe. So the structure is subject plus did plus base verb. I did subscribe. And this simply emphasizes the action. Maybe you say to your friend, let's go to the movies because she doesn't like hiking. You could reply and say she likes hiking. That's the present simple. Or you could say she does like hiking, which is the emphatic present simple, which native speakers like using. So the structure is subject plus do or does, depending on the subject. You already know he, she, it does. She does plus base verb. Let's try this with a question. I could ask you, does this lesson make sense to you? Now to answer in the present simple, you can say, it makes sense. It being this lesson, it makes sense. Or you can sound more dramatic and say, it does make sense, which is the emphatic present simple. Only use this structure if you want to emphasize what you're saying. Now let's review how to form tag questions. You like my videos, don't you? In the short answer, you can say, yes, I do. Yes, I like your videos, the full answer. How about the emphatic answer? You can say, yes, I do like your videos. If you want to respond negatively, you can use the adverb actually to show a contrast. Actually, I don't like your videos. Let's practice with a different subject. She doesn't work today, does she? So notice, negative, positive. And then before it was positive, negative. She doesn't, does not, doesn't. She doesn't work today, does she? In the short form, you would say, no, she doesn't. The full answer, no, she doesn't work today. Now let's say you want to respond negatively And you're going to use the emphatic reply. What would that be? And you can use actually to start. Actually, she does work today. The verb to do is also used to form choice questions when you have different options. For example, do you prefer coffee or tea? But to respond, you just answer. You don't use the verb do unless it's part of the answer. So you would say, I prefer tea. You state your choice. Remember to conjugate that verb in the present simple. Does she want pizza or pasta? Again, you would just answer, I'm not sure. I'll ask her and let you know. Now let's review some common expressions with the verb to do, and I'm going to quiz you at the same time. To do someone a favor. This is to help someone with a task or a request. Can you me a favor and hit like and subscribe? What's the answer? Can you do me a favor? To do business with someone. This is when you engage in commercial activities. I'd love business with Elon Musk. How do you complete this? I'd love to do, you need the infinitive. I'd love to do business with Elon Musk. To do one's best. This is to give maximum effort. She best. How would you form a sentence? And let's say it's an emphatic past simple. What would you say? She did do her best. Don't be confused by this. She did do her best. Without the emphatic, the regular past simple is she did her best. To do a number on. This is to cause harm or damage. The harsh weather last year, a number on our garden. How would you complete this? Well, look at that keyword. We have last year, so I know I need the past simple. Did a number on our garden. Easy, right? To do the dirty work. This is to do unpleasant or morally questionable work. He always gets others the dirty work. How would you complete this? He gets others to do. You need the infinitive, to do the dirty work. To do justice to. This is to represent something accurately. This photo, justice to the breathtaking views we saw. How would you answer this in the negative? This photo doesn't do justice to. To make do, this is to survive with whatever is available. The bank didn't approve our loan, but we, with our savings. Complete this sentence in the past simple. But we made do. Here, do is used in the expression, but the verb is make, so that's what you conjugate. But we made do with our savings. What's done is done. This is a great expression. This means that you accept that past events cannot be changed. Yes, he stole our clients, but we need to move on. But this is easy because it's an expression, so you just take the full expression. You don't need to change anything. But what's done is done. To do away with. This means to eliminate. Why? The company away with the dress code. How would you complete this? Why did the company do away with? So it's a completed past action. And finally, to do the trick. This means to successfully achieve a desired result. Thanks, Jennifer. This lesson, now I know how to use the verb to do. How would you complete this? Thanks, Jennifer. This lesson did the trick. Do the trick, so did in the past simple. Did the trick. And I hope you would agree with that. Now let's review our final verb, to have. First, let's review all the conjugations of the verb have because you'll need to know these throughout the entire lesson. And don't worry about taking notes because I summarized everything in a free lesson PDF. You can find the link in the description, and I'm going to quiz you at the end, so pay close attention. The conjugations are in the infinitive, to have, the base verb, have, the past simple, had, the present participle, having, and the past participle, had. Now let's review to have as the main verb. In the present simple, have is used for possession or ownership. I have 2 adorable cats. What about you? What is something that you have? I have, maybe it's a pet, maybe it's a car, maybe it's an interesting possession. Share something in the comments below. I have, put that in the comments. With the subject you have a turtle. She or he has, notice that irregular conjugation. He, she, it, we use has. He or she has a penguin, why not? They have a kangaroo, we have an iguana. Just remember, take a note of this, he, she, it uses has, all other subjects use have. This is in the present simple. Let's talk about the present continuous. Now this is for experiences. What do you think about this sentence? I'm having 2 cats. So our verb is have, but is conjugated in the present continuous. Of course, the auxiliary verb is the verb to be. I am, I'm, and then your verb in ing, having. I'm having 2 cats. What do you think about this sentence? This sentence is incorrect because we don't use the verb have in the present continuous for possession. We use it in the present simple. In the present continuous with have, it's about experiences. So with cats, as you saw before, you would have to say, I have 2 cats, even though it's right now. But for experiences, you can say, I'm having a great time. You're having so much fun watching this video. I hope that's true. She's having trouble understanding this. They're having a party tonight. What about this one? We're having a baby. What does that mean? We're having a baby. This means we're expecting a baby. So if this was the man talking, it would be, my wife is pregnant. We're having a baby. We're expecting a baby. Now let's review the past simple. This is used for both possession in the past or experiences in the past. I had a dog when I was a kid. Ownership, possession in the past. We had so much fun at the party, an experience in the past. She had a baby last week. This means she gave birth last week. He had a headache yesterday. An experience, you experience a headache in the past. Now let's review have as the auxiliary verb. This is used in the present perfect. I have had a busy week. The structure for the present perfect is subject, have or has conjugated with the subject. You already know that he, she, it needs has. All other subjects use have. And then the past participle. Now in my sentence, I have had a busy week. My main verb is the verb to have conjugated in the present perfect. That's why there's had, it's the past participle. But no matter what verb you use as the main verb, the present perfect always uses have as the auxiliary verb. You have been very helpful, so the verb be is the main verb and have is the auxiliary. She has won the lottery twice. He has run 2 marathons. Remember, he and she, you need has as the auxiliary verb, and then your main verb in the past participle. We have scheduled the meeting. They have left the party. Now let's review the contractions because these are very important to sound natural like a native speaker and to understand us as well. I've, you've, he's, she's, it's, we've, they've. Native speakers usually use the contractions when the verb have is the auxiliary verb. Important point, American speakers don't use the contraction when have is the main verb, but British speakers do. I've a car. I remember the first time I heard a British speaker say this, I thought it sounded so weird. I've a car, because American speakers would never say that. We would say I have a car because the verb have is the main verb. But both American and British speakers would say I've had a busy week because here have is the auxiliary verb. Let's keep reviewing have as the auxiliary verb. What do you think about this sentence? She had had a meeting with her boss. What do you think? Is this correct? Incorrect? This is correct. Do you know what verb tense this is? This is the past perfect with have as the main verb. Of course, the past perfect is used for a past action completed before another past action, so it's the past in the past. She had had a meeting with her boss before she met the client. Two past actions. The past perfect is the first past action, the older past action. You're probably more familiar with they had left by the time I arrived. The structure of the past perfect is subject, had, and the past participle. So all subjects use had, and then your main verb is in the past participle. But the past participle of the verb have is had. That's why it's possible to say she had had a meeting with her boss. Let's review the contractions, and we'll use the verb to leave as the main verb, which will be in the past participle, left. They had left. So with the subject I'd left, you'd left, she'd left, he'd left. It is possible with the subject id left. So notice it's just id left, we'd left, they'd left. So you just add a soft D to the subject. What do you think about this sentence? I'd a dog when I was young. Is this correct or incorrect? Well, this is incorrect to an American speaker because the main verb is have. American speaker would say, I had a dog when I was young. Remember, American speakers don't form a contraction when have is the main verb, whether it's the present simple or past simple. But native speakers usually form a contraction when have is the auxiliary verb. And have is the auxiliary verb with all the perfect tenses. You already know the present perfect and the past perfect. These are the two most common ones. Let's quickly review the other perfect tenses. For the present perfect continuous, you have your subject, have or has, remember has with he, she, it, been, and then your present participle, your verb, and ing. The past perfect continuous, you have your subject plus had plus been plus present participle. The future perfect, you have subject plus will plus have plus past participle. And the future perfect continuous, you have your subject plus will plus have plus been plus present participle. Remember, you need to change have to has for he, she, it for the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. In all other cases, the verb doesn't change with the subject. So you would say, they have reserved a table. She has reserved a table. We have been preparing for the party. He has been preparing for the party. But remember to form those contractions. So what would the first one be? They have, they've reserved a table. She has, she's reserved a table. We have been preparing, we've been preparing. He has been preparing, he's been preparing. Now let's review negation with have. So taking have and making it negative. Let's do this as a little quiz. I have a dog. How would you make this negative? I don't have a dog. Did you use that contraction? You could say, I do not have a dog. But native speakers usually form the contraction when have is negative. She has a car. What is this in the negative? And use the contraction. She doesn't have a car. She does not have a car. We had some problems at the conference. Was this in the negative? We didn't have any problems at the conference. Did you get the contraction? Did not have, didn't have, and did you change some to any? They've had a lot of success. What is this in the negative? They haven't had a lot of success. Here you can leave a lot of. You could also say they have not had a lot of success. She's had a great day. What is this in the negative? She hasn't had a great day. She has not had a great day. They'd had problems before the launch. What is this in the negative? They hadn't had. They had not had problems before the launch. What about this sentence? I have time. How do you make this negative? You could say, I don't have time. I do not have time. What about this sentence? I have no time. What do you think about this? Correct or incorrect? This is correct and very commonly used by native speakers. The structure is subject plus have or has, depending on the subject. Remember, he, she, it, has, no, and then noun. In this case, time. This is used to emphasize the lack of something and to do it in a more dramatic way. I have no time. You could say, she has no money. This sounds more dramatic than she doesn't have money. We have no ideas. We don't have any ideas. Here, ideas, of course, are thoughts to solve problems. But if you say, I have no idea, in the singular, this means I don't know. This is very commonly used by native speakers. So if someone asks you a complicated math problem, what's 362 divided by 3.8? I have no idea. It emphasizes it more than saying, I don't know. This structure is only used in specific situations, but for now you can use it with time, money, ideas, plural, or idea, singular. Now let's review some common expressions with have, and I'm going to quiz you at the same time so you can practice all of these conjugations and structures that you just learned and learn natural expressions at the same time. To have a blast. This means to have a great time. We, a blast at the concert last time. Complete the sentence with the negative form. Do you know it? We didn't have a blast because our keyword is last night, so you need the past simple. To have a ball. This also means to have a great time. Both are commonly used. If we a ball at the conference, we wouldn't have left early. This is the third conditional. Can you complete it? Did you get this one? Well, have is the main verb. So in the past perfect, which you need, if we had had a ball at the conference, we wouldn't have left early. An advanced structure. To have the last laugh. This is when you appear to be the loser at first, but in the end, you're the winner. They rejected our proposal, but I believe in our product and I know the last laugh. As a hint, you need the future simple. Did you get this one? And I know will have as a contraction, we will have the last laugh. You'll ultimately be the winner, even though it seems like you're the loser right now because they rejected your proposal. To have butterflies in your stomach. This is when you're nervous and anxious before a significant event like public speaking. Butterflies in your stomach is normal before a job interview. Can you complete this? And as a hint, you need the gerund verb. Having butterflies in your stomach. Have as the gerund verb. To have a screw loose. This describes someone who is a little crazy, but more in an eccentric way. She might a few screws loose, but she gets results. She might is your modal, so you need the base verb. She might have a few screws loose. Like Shakira said, I'm crazy, but you like it. To have a lot on one's plate, this means to be very busy and it's very commonly used. Right now, Tony, a lot on his plate. This is easy, right? Right now, Tony has, because it's possession, and you can only use the present simple with possession. Right now, Tony has a lot on his plate. To have a cow, this is a fun one. It means to become very upset. A cow is just a small scratch on your car. As a hint, you need the imperative in the negative form. Do you know how to complete this? Don't have a cow. Don't have a cow. To have a heart of gold. This describes someone who is very kind, caring, and generous. Despite a heart of gold, she didn't get the promotion. What's the answer? Despite having a heart of gold, because despite is a preposition and you need the gerund verb after prepositions. So, how did you do with this quiz? Share your score in the comments. Did you enjoy this lesson? Do you want me to make more masterclasses where we review specific topics? If you do, put masterclass, put masterclass in the comments below. And of course, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. And you can get this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can click here to download it or look for the link in the description. And I have another lesson I know you'll love. Make sure you watch it right now.